The Too Faced Le Grand Palais. Palais? Palais? Shawnee, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101, and welcome back to Holiday Review Extravaganza on my channel. Today we are going to be continuing my holiday series with another review video on a big holiday gift set that I was so excited to get my hands on. This is the Too Faced Le Grand Palais. I picked this product up at Sephora for $59, and I believe this set is a Sephora exclusive product, so you can get it online or in stores at Sephora. Now, I was particularly excited to get my hands on this kit because the two previous Sephora exclusive Too Faced sets that they've released for the holidays have been some of my all-time favorite holiday sets that have ever come out. The two that I'm particularly talking about are the Everything Nice palette and the A Few of My Favorite Things palette, both of which I will be comparing to this kit shortly. Now, Too Faced went all out in their holiday packaging this year, and in this particular set, it is so cute. This is what the outer actual box looks like of the actual product. It is a really thick, sturdy cardboard box. You pull the top completely off of the box, which actually has a little ribbon on it, which is so stinking adorable. And then this little set opens up. This looks so cute. So up here on the top, you have kind of a dollhouse inspired theme. You can see you get a couple of deluxe sample sizes of some Too Faced products, and just overall there are some little pop outs. Look at the little Sephora bag and the little chocolate bar palette, the staircase and the Eiffel Tower. It's so beautiful. And then in this little bottom section here, you can actually pop out the makeup palette, which pulls completely out of the rest of this casing. In terms of overall packaging design, palette design, concept design, A+++. Too Faced hit it out of the park. So before we jump into the actual contents of the palette, which I know is the most exciting portion, I'll go ahead and talk about the little mini deluxe sample products you get here. Now, the first product you get is a deluxe sample size of the Better Than Sex mascara, and I have talked about this on my channel in the past, so I'm not gonna delve too much in the details, but it is a really great mascara. It builds up a lot of volume on your lashes and a little bit of length, but this is a great voluptuous mascara. You also get a deluxe sample size of the original Too Faced Shadow Insurance, which I believe I have like a billion of these in my collection by now. It's not my favorite eyeshadow primer. I much prefer the Urban Decay Primer Potion over this, but it's nice that they included it. And then you also get a deluxe sample size of the Too Faced Melted Liquid Lipstick in the shade Melted Peony. This is the shade of lipstick I'm wearing on my lips right now, in conjunction with a slightly darker lip liner, just to help the color look more wearable on my skin tone. One quick thing that I do want to mention that I haven't heard anybody else mention, which I still think is kind of important, is that because these products are stuck in here, they have glued the actual products in, which means there is glue on your actual makeup. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and leave that in the background of the shot because it's just so beautiful not to just lay out and stare at. But we will go ahead and jump into talking about the actual palette. Now, the palette itself is made of a relatively durable cardboard. It is really thin, so even though the actual entire set is kind of bulky, the palette itself is very travel friendly. The palette is held shut by a little magnet, and then when you open it up like this is what the inside of the palette looks like. It has a really gorgeous, like Paris themed just etching on the top. It's really gorgeous, but it does not have a mirror, so that is something to keep in mind. Now, the first thing I think of when I look at this entire palette is that I love that they did not give any wasted space. Practically every single inch of this palette is used by the product. There's not a giant border around it that's unnecessary or anything like that. So I love that. So in terms of layout, you are getting 18 different eyeshadows. You are getting 3 up here at the top that are in the bigger pans, and then you are getting 15 down here that are in the slightly smaller pans. You are getting 2 different shades of blush, 1 highlight, and 1 bronzer. Jumping right into swatches of everything included in this palette, starting with the top row of shadows. The first shade we have is called White Christmas, which is a light matte white. Satin Sheets is a light champagne pink with a lot of gold metallic shimmer. Vintage Lace is a light matte buttercream yellow. Moving right into this second row of eyeshadows, the first shade we have is called Delightful, which is a very, very light, kind of chunky, glittery, pinky metallic color. Moon on Their Wings is a medium golden champagne with a lot of gold chunky glitter. Cobblestone is a perfect medium cool toned matte brown. City Lights is a mid-tone warm matte brown, and Dreamlight is a medium to dark metallic coppery bronze. Moving into the third row of eyeshadows, the first shade we have is called String of Lights, and this is a light, very chunky, glittery mint green. Yule Log is a dark cocoa brown color with a lot of gold chunky glitter specks. Wishlist is a medium, beautiful peachy gold color with a lot of gold metallicness to it. Arc de Triomphe is a medium to light mauvey pinkish purple with a lot of silver chunky glitter. And Belle Femme is a dark cool toned matte brown. And finishing up the eyeshadow portion with the last row, the first shade we have is called Stiletto, which is a dark matte brownish black. Eiffel Tower is a dark, kind of like a gunmetal greenish color with a lot of green chunky glitter. Midnight in Paris is a kind of like a black matte base with a lot of blue chunky glitter. This is probably the weakest color in the bunch. It's not very pigmented. Champs Elysees is another chunky black base with purple chunky glitter, and Party Dress is a fuchsia hot pink with a lot of silvery chunky glitter. In terms of eyeshadows, the texture, the quality, what I think of them, a lot of them are very, very chunky, glittery. As you guys can see by the swatches, these shadows have so much fallout to them. If you use them with a brush, you are just going to make a mess on your face. In order for these shadows to work their best, I would highly recommend almost like a glitter base or something you would use with a loose pigment or a loose glitter. The Too Faced Glitter Glue is a perfect base to use in conjunction with these shadows. I would also recommend patting on the glittery shadows with your fingers. That's how you're going to minimize the amount of fallout. A brush is just going to make a mess. You definitely have some really beautiful matte shades in this palette. Unfortunately, you're not getting a lot of matte eyeshadows, but I do think the matte shades in this palette are the things that stand out to me as being the best in quality. They're very silky, smooth, pigmented, blendable. If you really dislike chunky glitter, you will not like this palette. If you can overlook the chunky glitter, or maybe you don't mind trying to make it work, I still think the shadows are really nice. In terms of the last row of face products, the first blush you are getting is called Stardust, which is a really pretty matte, perfect peachy pink. Skyline, which is the other blush, is a very, very light matte pink. Flush, which is a gorgeous metallic golden white highlight, and Sun Bunny, which is the bronzer, is a very shimmery metallic golden bronzer. I definitely think the face products are of really great quality. This is the only blush that would work on my skin. This light pink one definitely comes across as being pretty chalky on my skin. The highlight is gorgeous. The bronzer, which is actually a shade that I would probably use as a blush topper or a highlight on my skin tone, is also really great, really nice quality. It does have a lot of metallic shimmer, so if you don't like that in a bronzer, keep that in mind. In terms of comparisons of this palette, we're gonna go ahead and compare it to last year's A Few of My Favorite Things palette. I'm pretty sure this was last year's. Or was this 2 years ago? Oh, my memory is losing it. I'm gonna go with the story that this was last year's palette because I could have sworn this was last year's. Here's what the top portions of those palettes look like. This one over here is this year's palette, and this one over here is A Few of My Favorite Things. And then I'll go ahead and do a quick comparison glimpse at the bottom portion where A Few of My Favorite Things had some really nice, decent sized blushes, bronzers. And now we'll go ahead and do a side-by-side comparison of the 2 years ago released Everything Nice. I'm pretty sure this was released 2 years ago. So here are the two eyeshadow palettes compared. This one over here, of course, is this year's. And then this one over here was the Everything Nice palette. And I'll go ahead and pan to the face products so you guys can see a little comparison shot of those. So you guys could kind of see the colors that Too Faced tends to put in their holiday palettes all the time. You will always have a bluish color that sucks like this. You will always have a purple, a hot pink, some sort of grays and blacks, and then a bunch of neutrals. It's pretty typical. It's kind of been seen and been done, and I don't necessarily feel like any of the colors in here are new or unique, even to the Too Faced line. I do see a couple of specific colors that I know are not new, like Satin Sheets I know has been released before. Yule Log I know I have definitely seen, and I think I've seen Midnight in Paris before too. So not all of the colors are exclusive to this set, and even if the names are different than ones you already have seen in Too Faced, I feel like a lot of the colors have already been seen. So while the actual quality of the palette is pretty hit and miss, and the fact that I've definitely seen all of those eyeshadow colors before in the Too Faced line, as much as it pains me to say this, I don't know if I would really recommend this set. If you guys are new to holiday palettes, or specifically Too Faced holiday palettes before, maybe this is the first year you've gotten into makeup and you don't have either of those other kits I was talking about, maybe you want to look into this. But I want you guys to let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this kit, and if you guys think I should try out any of the other Too Faced holiday sets. I know Too Faced has another one, I believe it's like the Grand Chateau or something, and it looks so beautiful. So I do have my eyes on that kit, so you may see a review on that one coming up. If you guys are new to my holiday review extravaganza series and haven't seen my other holiday review videos, be sure to click the link in the description box down below, and that will take you to a playlist that has all of my other holiday review videos in it. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting and subscribing. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys in my next video on Thursday. I will see you then. Bye! I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick side-by-side look at how it compares to the original Mega Pro palette, what the outer packaging of the actual palette itself looks like, and I don't know how well you can tell on camera.